It began with a map, a digital chart glowing faintly on a government screen, something no one was supposed to notice. Then someone did. Thousands of red dots lined the American coastline, pulsing like veins under translucent skin, flickering in eerie rhythm. A constellation flipped upside down. But these weren't storms, they weren't ship routes. Each dot marked something alive, something moving beneath the surface of the sea and missing from every known naval registry. At first, the readings looked like noise, random static. But zoom in far enough and a pattern began to emerge. Deliberate, intelligent, rhythmic. They moved in coordinated paths, weaving near restricted naval zones, vanishing and reappearing at the same coordinates night after night. When sonar operators tracked them, the signals moved like nothing mechanical. They moved like thought. A popular UFO tracking app called Enigma, originally designed to record aerial anomalies, began drowning in new data. But these anomalies weren't in the sky. They were below. Within a single year, Enigma's servers logged over 9,000 unidentified underwater objects within 10 miles of U.S. coastlines. More than 100 were observed in motion, submerged beneath the surface. They didn't splash. They didn't emit heat. They didn't behave like submarines or drones. And hundreds appeared within sight of beaches, close enough for someone standing on the sand to see the faint glow beneath the waves. What are they? Why are they here, and how long have they been under us? The pattern wasn't random. The objects seemed to trace the edges of the continental shelf, the invisible border where shallow sea drops into abyss. It's as if they were mapping the ocean floor or guarding something buried deep within it. The more analysts studied the data, the more it felt less like curiosity and more like purpose. Some researchers began to whisper an unsettling theory. These aren't visitors at all. They've been here, always. Centuries-old reports seem to agree. In 11th century England, fishermen off Northumberland described a fiery sphere that rose from the sea, hovered, and sank again every night for 7 nights. They called it divine fire in 1825. Naturalist Andrew Bloxham recorded an identical phenomenon aboard HMS Blonde, a crimson orb as bright as a cannon shot, emerging silently from the Pacific. Fast forward to the Cold War. U.S. sonar technicians began reporting fast movers, contacts racing underwater at speeds exceeding any known submersible. One Navy operator later confessed, "They cross the sonar screen before you can even measure them. Too fast for torpedoes. Too controlled for nature." The reports were quietly filed, stamped classified, and buried. For decades, the incidents vanished, dismissed as glitches, imagination, or myth, until now. Today's technology has resurrected those ghosts. Civilian sonar networks, satellites, and naval surveillance systems are now interconnected, creating a near-continuous map of global waters. When Enigma integrated that data, the results were chilling. The same glowing signatures appeared again, thousands of them forming geometric clusters along shores, the Atlantic, the Gulf, the Pacific, all pulsing like a single organism encircling the continent. The densest clusters align perfectly with deep-sea drop-offs, the same areas where submarines routinely vanish from radar. The same coordinates where naval testing and undersea cables exist. The pattern isn't chaos. It's choreography. And then came the testimony that shook everything. In November 2024, Rear Admiral Tim Gallaudet, former head of the U.S. Navy's Ocean Mapping Division, told Congress that unidentified transmedium craft, objects capable of moving seamlessly through air and water, represented a serious and ongoing national security concern. These objects, he said, emit no propulsion signature, no heat, no sound, no explanation. If they're man-made, then someone, somewhere, possesses technology decades ahead of anything on Earth. And if they're not human, then we're sharing the oceans with something else. Skeptics cling to familiar explanations. Methane seeps, sonar interference, deep-sea drones. But every time evidence surfaces, those theories collapse. In one verified video, a glowing sphere performs a 90-degree turn underwater, an impossible maneuver for any known vehicle. In another, two orbs rise from the sea without disturbing the surface tension. No splash, no waves. Just light. Physics says it shouldn't happen. The data says it does, almost nightly. Some researchers think the lights trace ancient geological fault lines, places where tectonic plates meet. Others believe the orbs hover near sites of pre-ice age ruins, scanning, or perhaps maintaining something long forgotten. What if these aren't just observers, but caretakers, preserving something buried beneath the seafloor? Ancient myths begin to sound eerily modern when re-examined under sonar. From Japan's Yumibazu to the Norse sea lights, nearly every coastal culture speaks of glowing entities in the deep, watchers, guardians, or gods. Maybe these stories weren't superstition. Maybe they were warnings. Today Enigma's live map updates every few seconds, each new signal blinking to life like a heartbeat. Red, white, silver. The coastlines of America shimmer with invisible motion. Fishermen off Fort Lauderdale reported two glowing circles that followed their boat underwater for nearly 10 minutes. Synchronized, deliberate, almost playful. That footage, labeled Case 303,093, was only the beginning. Hundreds more followed. Cruise passengers capturing metallic discs sliding beneath the hull. Deep-sea cameras catching glowing trails near undersea internet cables. Each incident recorded, time-stamped, verified. And everyone points to the same conclusion. Something intelligent moves beneath the ocean, and it is not us. If this dive into the unknown sent chills down your spine, don't stop here. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the next time those lights flicker beneath America's shores, you'll want to know exactly what's waiting below.